Hello everyone. Today I will assist you with the complex number. First of all, you have to know why they did introduce a complex number. If I have an equation like this, x squared minus 1 equal to 0, and you have, for instance, x squared plus 1 equal to 0. If they tell you to solve this, obviously here it will be x squared equal to 1, and then x will be equal to plus or minus square root of 1, which is x equal to 1. But look at here, I will have x squared equal to minus 1, and x will be equal to plus or minus square root of minus 1, and this doesn't exist in R. In R, it doesn't exist. So they came with an assumption saying I squared equal to minus 1. Some call it j squared equal to minus 1. This was the assumption, okay? And then they call it imaginary or complex numbers, okay? So now this will be x equal to plus or minus, and then you introduce your, you know that minus 1 equal to j squared, right? So it's gonna be like this, which is x equal to plus or minus j, right? Done. Let me get another example. For instance, if you have, they ask you to solve for x, right, like this, right? So I'm solving this equation. I'm gonna use it's a quadratic. I will use it. It's minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all divided by 2a. You must remember this formula. So first of all, the quadratic is like this. It's ax squared plus bx plus c, okay? All right, so you can identify here. It's gonna give you what? Minus b, so it's gonna give me this. It's gonna be positive 2, all right? Plus or minus square root of, what is b squared? B squared will be minus 2 squared, which is 4, minus a which is 1, and b and c, which is 2, all right? And 2a will be like this. So we'll end up, we're gonna have 2 plus square root of minus 4 over 2, and 2 minus square root of minus 4 over 2, and this is the same as we simplify. Let's simplify this. It's going to be 2 divided by 2 plus, all right? Okay, this is obviously this is 1, all right? This is 1, okay? So we're gonna work with this one, and we know that this can be written as, okay, let me do it. I'm having minus 4, I'm having this square root of minus 4. This can be written as 4 multiplied by 1, like this, all right? And we know what is this? It is j squared, so we can replace this as 4j squared. And what is this? Square root of 4 and square root of j, like square root of 4 multiplied by square root of j squared, Okay, this gives us 2j. All right, so this is it. So I will have 1 plus 2j, and here will be 1 minus 2j. There we go. Well, that was the I show you the limitation of R, and then I introduce C, whereby you must know j squared equal to minus 1. So in C here you don't have a solution. Oh, in R here you don't have a solution, but in C you do have a solution. All right. Now let's start with the real complex number. Okay, the complex number is in this form. It is complex number. It's like this. A plus bj. Okay, this is how a complex number is written. So you can already say that this is a complex number already. All right, it's a complex number. Now this is the real part. This is the real part, real, and this is the imaginary part. All right, there are 2 parts. So a complex number, there is a real part and imaginary part. Imaginary part is the one who has j. Okay, so if I'm gonna put it in our Cartesian, this is imaginary part, and this is a real. Actually, real is like this. Yeah, real and imaginary part. Okay, your x-axis is for real, and your y-axis is for imaginary part. Okay, so for instance, an example, if I have 1 minus 2i, my real part is what? My real part is 1. All right, if I have to draw it, it's gonna be like this. My real part is 1, and my imaginary part is here, minus 2. It's here. So if I have to draw it, it's gonna be like this. This is 1 minus 2j, or 2i. All right, okay, let's continue. Now if I have something like this, z equal to 5j, like this. Now they ask you to identify what's your real part, what is your imaginary part. Your real part equal to 0, and your imaginary part is equal to 5. All right, good. Now I want to teach you how to simplify. When you have j to the power something, you have to know how to simplify it. Okay, number 1, we're gonna go baby step. If you have, we already know j squared equal to minus 1, that obviously. Okay, now what is j to the power 3? J to the power 3, it's the same as j to the power 2 times j. And what do you know about this? This is exactly minus 1, okay, multiplied by j, so which is minus j. J to the power 4 will be equal to j squared multiplied by j squared, which is what? It's gonna give you minus 1, which is, it give you 1. Okay, j5 will be equal to what? J to the power 2 multiplied by j to the power 2 j, like this. All right, in other term, I can write this as j 2 times 2 plus 1. For now, ignore this. Let's go back here. So this one, we know that this 2 is going to give you 1, and then I'll remain with j. All right, so j to the power 5 equal to 1 times j, which is j. All right, so now I will show you a simple formula that will help you. This is the formula. When I have j to the power 2n, okay, this, you have two results. If n is an even number, you'll get your answer as positive 1, and if n is an odd number, you're gonna get minus 1. All right, now the general formula is like this. If I have j to the power n, 2n plus 1, it's a combination of this. It's gonna give you, obviously if n this is the same as j to the power n times j. All right, so you only work with this, you check that and you get your answer. So the final answer will be, if n is even, it's gonna give you plus j. If n is odd, it's gonna give you minus j. All right, now let's find if this is true. Let's take, for instance, j to the power 6. All right, you can write it as 2 to the times what? Times 3. All right, 2 times 3, right? This, it's gonna give you what is your n is an odd number, so my final answer will be minus 1. Okay, now let us use the calculator to confirm our answer. All right, I'm here, I am in complex mode. To get the complex mode is I press mode and I choose 2 to get to the complex mode. All right, so let's see. I have I to the power 6. It's gonna give me what? Exactly minus 1. So now, if I have j to the power 7, what will be our answer? I can write this as j to the power 2, 3 plus 1. Okay, because this obviously gives you 7, so my answer will be obviously j. Okay, like this, you can separate them like this and like this, right? So this one will be, we calculated here, it's minus 1, so I'm gonna get minus j. So let's find j to the power 23. This is the same as j 2 to the power 11, like this, plus 1. 2 times 11 give you 22, plus that give you, all right, 23. So it's gonna give me what? This is an odd number, so it's gonna give minus j. All right, I believe that you understand this part. Now Let's continue. We know that complex number is z equal to a plus or minus vj. All right, okay, let's, or like this, we can write it like this. All right, now if they ask you to find the conjugate of z, it's written z bar. You only change the sign of your imaginary part. This will become x minus a. An example, if I have z equal to 2 minus 3j, and they ask me to find z bar, it's gonna give you 2 plus 3j. Now let's see, if you have z equal to minus 5j, your z bar will be equal to 5j. Now if you have z equal to 3, all right, your z bar will be equal to 3 only, because you don't have the imaginary part. It's gonna be exactly that. What if you have z equal to minus 2 minus j? Your z bar will be equal to minus 2 plus j. Notice I only changed the sign of the imaginary part. Thank you. So let's continue. Now we need to do what we call